I'm feeling extra autumnal today. And right after I finish recording this, I'm gonna put up my Halloween decorations. I get questions from you guys every single day saying things like, Alyssa, I've moved abroad and I'm struggling. What's your advice? Alyssa, I want to move abroad, but I don't know how. What's your advice? Alyssa, what is your experience moving abroad? Alyssa, how did you immigrate? What documents did you need? So many questions, and I feel bad that I can't reply back to all of you, but I feel like the answer is just too big, so I need to make a separate video all about it. First, I'm gonna give my advice for if you're living abroad or you're about to move abroad, because it's a lot harder than you think. I feel like a lot of people act like living abroad is this wonderful, beautiful fairy tale, and you just get to travel and experience new things all day, every day, which I mean, it's kind of true, but it also comes with a lot of struggles and trials and just so many things that you have to figure out. It's so difficult, but I think it's so good for you, and it really helps you to know yourself. I also have an entire video about why you should move abroad and why I think moving abroad is wonderful, and I will link that in the iCard and also down below. But into my tips. My first tip is to force yourself to go out and meet new people. This is super scary. It's not easy, especially in the very, very beginning. The first couple of weeks are like, I don't know anything. I don't know anyone. I don't know how to get around. I can't speak. I can't. But find something that you can go to. For example, I immediately got involved in my church. That was a huge thing for me. It was basically like a built-in community, a built-in group of people who loved me and wanted to help me and get to know me. When we came here, I didn't know a single person except for Colvin's mom and dad and siblings, and I had only met them once before that, really. And right when we got here, we started planning our wedding, and I didn't know anybody. Colvin hadn't lived here for like 6 or 7 years, so we didn't have any like friends. We only had Colvin's parents, and they helped us so much. But the people in our church really just stepped up and were like, what can we do to help? They helped so much with the reception. They helped with the invitations. They surprised us with a night in a hotel for our wedding night in Lucerne. And then 6 months later, we moved into our first apartment together, and people were giving us furniture and dishes and everything we could possibly need. And I don't know if every church is like this, but it was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. And it really helped me to feel like, okay, I'm here now, I have support, I have love, I can do this. My second tip is to not limit yourself on the type of friends you can have. I might be the only human on the planet that did this, but when I came here, I didn't want to live up to the American stereotypes of moving to a new country, never learning the language, only being friends with other Americans. And so I gave myself these unrealistic expectations of, I'm gonna learn the language immediately. I'm going to integrate 100%. I'm not gonna have any American friends. I'm only gonna have Swiss friends, blah, 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 blah. This is probably because I was 18 and very stupid. But because of this, I didn't make friends for a solid 2 years, which was hard. I wanted friends so badly, and I would go to social get-togethers with my husband and his Swiss friends, and I would want so badly to just be able to be a part of a conversation and know what they're talking about and know what's going on and just get to know people and have people get to know me. I felt like such a dummy just sitting there trying so hard to understand and not really being able to understand. So with that, here's my advice. Let yourself make friends with people that speak your mother tongue. Let yourself make friends with people from your country. Let yourself make friends with people that are also living abroad where you live. I find that when I finally let myself make friends, I felt socially fulfilled. And so when I would go to these social things with my husband and his Swiss friends, I wasn't so desperate to be a part of it. I could just relax and listen. That helped me to relax enough to start understanding more and just enjoying the situation instead of going to the bathroom to cry every 30 minutes because that's what I did. This next tip is a big one. Integrating into a new culture does not mean completely disowning your own culture. I really struggled because when I came, all I heard was negative things towards Americans, the US, American culture, American food. Everything was just negative, negative, negative. And I felt really bad and I felt really ashamed. And I didn't want to be those stereotypes. But after a long time, and I think this might be just because I've grown up too, I am Alyssa and I am an American. And no matter how much I integrate into Swiss culture, I will always be American. And that is okay. I honestly think that Americans struggle so much being foreigners because in the US, even if it's not spoken, it's kind of a nonverbal thing that foreigners are even just this much looked down upon. And people who can't speak the language perfectly are looked down upon. They're seen as less intelligent. And so as an American moving abroad, you start to flip those feelings and ideals onto yourself. At least this is what I did, and it was really a struggle for me to just come to terms with it. I am Alyssa, and I am an American, and that's okay. My next tip is a two-parter. 1, be gentle with yourself. 2, learn to laugh at yourself. Remember that you are now living in a culture that you're not super familiar with. No matter how much research you do, you're not gonna get it right away. Remind yourself that you're living in a new place with a new culture, with a new language, and it's not all going to just absorb into you and you're like, oh, I get it, I understand this, I'm cool. Something that I don't think I realized before I moved here is that learning a language is a huge process. I kind of just assumed like I'm going to be living there, I'm going to be surrounded by it, I'm just going to absorb it like a sponge. No, that doesn't happen. You're going to make mistakes, you're going to make social faux pas, you're going to make mistakes with the language, and in the moment you feel so dumb, you feel so stupid, so embarrassed, but you just gotta like let it roll off your back. You're okay, you're fine. This is a learning experience. This is gonna be a funny story later. And even if the locals get annoyed with you, you're okay. It's okay. When I first moved here, I was working as a nanny with this cute little German family, and I was playing outside with the kids, and the kids had a friend over, and the kids were starting to fight a little bit. So I tried to ask the kid, why are you mad? And instead I asked the child in German, why are you ugly? Because I mixed up the words hässlich and hässig. I will never forget the look on that little boy's face. I hope he didn't go home and be like, Mom, this girl asked me why I'm ugly. I still make mistakes like that all the time, and it's fine, just laugh about it. My last tip is to learn to love people that you don't understand. It's kind of easy to look at it of it's them and it's me, but it's not us together because they are different and I am different. But it's so easy when you don't really understand each other's social cues to say things like, oh, well, they don't understand this, and they do this wrong, and they do this weird, and they. Even though you might not understand why people do what they do, try your hardest to love them anyways. Try your hardest to see the good in what they're doing. Try your hardest to focus on the positive instead of the negative. This one is definitely not easy, but with the whole experience of moving abroad, just take a deep breath, take it one day at a time, try your best to be thankful. This is such a beautiful experience that you get to experience, and just enjoy every part of the journey, whether it's crappy, whether it's great. Just try and find the positive in whatever you're doing. And as for the next part of the video, I get so many questions about how to move abroad, how to immigrate to another country. And this is really difficult for me to answer because I can't answer it for you. Every country's laws and processes are so different. You really just have to do the research and figure it out. As for immigrating to Switzerland, I can't give you answers for that either because I got permission to stay by marrying a Swiss person. So I can't really tell you how to just cold turkey immigrate to Switzerland because I've never done it. And I don't suggest that you get married so that you can immigrate. Wait till you're ready, wait till your relationship is in the right place, and then you can proceed with it. But that's all the advice I have. I hope this helped at least one person. If you have any more questions, let me know in the comments, or probably the best place to reach me is my Instagram. DMs, is that what they're called? That's where I get most of my messages from you guys, and I love it. All right, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Mwah! Tschüss miteinander.